What is place-based learning about? Place-based learning, often combined with project-based learning, connects students with their immediate environment and local communities. It builds youth agency and peer learning, where students take ownership of their journey and set learning goals. The process is co-designed by learners, with reflection, collaboration, and co-creation at its core. Applied to history teaching, it lets students explore personal histories, community stories, and local sites or events. It also creates a safe and open space for inquiry. This animation offers a framework for setting up a local history project, resulting in a final product to share with a wider audience. How to set up a place-based learning local history project? There is not one single way of implementing a place-based learning local history project. Based on the past experience of our teachers and students and expert guidance in our projects, we identified a step-by-step breakdown to help you and your students build a meaningful learning journey. Step 1. Launch the project. Depending on the topic, you can integrate the local history project in your regular history lessons. It is key to hook your students' interest and invite them to co-design their learning journey with you. Ask them to think about the following. What do I want to learn more about? How do I want to learn it? What does my ideal learning experience look like? How do I want to work with my peers? How can I find out more about the things I want to learn? These questions can help students to reflect on the driving question, an open-ended question that reflects the overarching learning objective or project goal defined by the students. It can also be inspiring for your students to learn that they will be working with different experts and presenting their work to the local community. Step 2. Investigate. Now you can support students in their research by providing background information, help them refining research questions, dividing roles, and setting a timeline. Connect them with experts, museums, archives, and historical sites. You can also introduce them to different sources they can work with, like documents, biographies, or oral testimonies. If needed, prepare on-site activities and organize hands-on workshops with experts. Step 3. Create. In this step, students are invited to co-create an end product in which they can creatively present their research. It can be an exhibition, podcast, graphic novel, or guided history tour. You can invite relevant experts to guide the process. In our toolkit, Who Were the Victims of the National Socialists? You can find some examples of what students created across Europe. Step 4. Revise. The learning journey is iterative, with reflection at each phase. Encourage students to revisit the goals from Step 1 and consider guiding questions. Have I answered my research questions? Do I have enough information to continue with creating and sharing? How happy am I with the work that I am creating with my peers? Is there something I want to improve? Here, you can also invite students to give and receive peer feedback. Step 5. Share. Once the end product is ready, it is time for your students to share their work with a wider audience. For example, through hosting an exhibition or event to raise awareness about their local history. This can be done in cooperation with a local museum or cultural center. Step 6. Reflect. After the final activity, guide students in reflecting on the entire learning journey. Encourage them to discuss with their peers these questions. What new knowledge about the topic or community have I gained from the project? What are the skills that I developed? To what extent do I feel my research was meaningful? Is there something I would have done differently? Again, invite your students to also give and receive feedback on their own and each other's work. Rather than a series of steps to follow, you can take it as a guiding framework and adapt it to your context. And remember to always trust the process.